We have seen a lot in the first season of Alchemy of Souls, but what is about to happen will leave you breathless. What if Go-won actually confronts Jang-wook, but not for what we all think, but for something totally different? We saw how in this story these two characters had several encounters and confrontations. Even at the end of the last chapter we could notice how Go-won is angry or maybe jealous because he knows that the true heir, and the one who has the energy of the King Star, is Jang-wook. But not only that is the cause of the problems between the prince and Jang-wook, but we saw something else. We saw on several occasions how Go-won seemed to be reacting strangely with Mu-Deok, and apparently he was in love with her. Many noticed on several occasions Go-won's reactions and how he was actually hiding his love for Mu-Deok. There were several occasions in the story that made us understand that Go-won was jealous of Jang-wook, and that he was actually interested in Mu-Deok. That's why today we are going to show you the real reason that will cause Jang-wook and Go-won to be dangerous enemies in the second season. Today I want to tell you about the real reason why Go-won wants to destroy Jang-wook. But first, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to be among the first to see our content. If you are a K-drama fan and want to learn about interesting theories and information that you won't find anywhere else, then you are in the right place. As we know, in the end of the last chapter of the series many things happened, and among them we saw how Jang-wook is resurrected thanks to the power of the Ice Stone, but we also saw how Jin-Moo started an evil plan to continue deceiving many. We saw how they gave us some images to give us an idea of what's next in the new season, but what they didn't show you is that probably Jang-wook will have a real and very dangerous enemy, willing to fight to the last consequences. You might think that Jin-Moo would be the most dangerous enemy that Jang-wook could have in the story, but that's not the case. We are talking about Go-won, who in this upcoming season will play a very important role in the drama. Let's remember that Go-won is Jin-Moo's student, so he has known him since he was very young. Many of us wanted to see Jin-Moo totally destroyed by the end of the season, but that was not the case. He managed to hide because he had a perfect plan to get back everything he lost in the last episode. We saw how Jin-Moo started trying to damage Go-won's mind and talk false things to him to get him on his side so he can survive, while he gets everything back. We have to understand that Jang-wook is a direct threat to the prince, since the person who should reign is Jang-wook. We can see in the last chapter how even Go-won had doubts that people actually respect him. In a part of the last chapter we saw how Park Jin was talking to Go-won and warning that there were soul changers left, but they are in charge of eliminating them all. He also asked him not to protect Jin-Moo even though he knew that Jin-Moo was his master. At that moment Go-won asked him if he really thought that he was truly the King's Star. There we can notice that Go-won actually feels insecure and knows that Park Jin knows the whole truth. Even when Park Jin answers him, he tells him that Jang-wook was also there when the King's Star appeared. So we can already notice the idea that maybe the writers of this story have in mind. But in reality many think that the real reason why Go-won will be a powerful enemy of Jang-wook is not because of the danger he poses to his future reign. Rather, he is actually in love with Mu-Deok, and in this second season we will see a fight between Go-won and Jang-wook for Naksu's love. Let's remember that now Naksu is coming back, but in her original body. This could be a problem, but in reality we all know that the love that exists in this story is not about love for a body or an appearance, but both Go-won and Jang-wook are in love with Naksu's soul. So probably in the story both of them will end up fighting for that love. But actually, how do we know that Go-won was in love and now he might fight for Naksu's love in the next season? Let's remember that on several occasions the story showed us that actually Go-won was in love with Mu-Deok, but he never told her personally. But in the last chapter we were able to see something that is very important to be able to understand all this we are talking about. We could see when Go-won arrives where Mu-Deok is and starts talking to her. He feels really bad because he knows that he is living a fake one and that in reality Jang-wook is the real star of the king. He even got angry when Mu-Deok started praising him and told her that he felt bad because he knew that she was faking it. In this conversation we were able to hear something extremely important that many may not have noticed. Go-won told her that she was the Mu-Deok who always listened to him when he had problems or complaints, and that now he wanted to tell her something important, so she had to pay close attention to what he would say. He told her that he would feel small or inferior knowing that in reality Jang-wook did something that he could not do. He told her that pretending he did something he never did would make him feel pathetic. But after telling her everything he felt, he confessed to Mu-Deok that there was something he hated much more than anything he had said, and that was that he would have to see them together. So officially, he was confessing to Mu-Deok that he was in love with her, and that he couldn't bear to see them together, so he warned them to go where he couldn't find them. In that scene we saw how Mu-Deok felt bad and was finally left pensive when Gong-won left. Now that we know that in reality Mu-Deok probably won't be in season 2, we can imagine that the story will place Gong-won learning that in reality his love is not dead but is simply in another body, and that's when the fight with Jang-wook begins. So we will probably see these two characters facing each other and fighting for Naksu's love. This is something that suits Jin-moo since he needs Gong-won to get angry and hate Jang-wook so he can carry out the plan he is building. So finally we can think that what will happen in this next season will leave us shocked. On one side we will have Jang-wook looking for revenge for all that Jin-moo did to him, and on the other side we will have Gong-won looking for Jang-wook to finish him off so he can keep Naksu, and once and for all secure his reign without any problem. Tell me what you think about this theory. Do you think Gong-won will fight for Naksu's love, or do you think that hatred and jealousy of power will be the cause of his rage against Jang-wook? Leave your opinion in the comments so we can read them. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and like it. Share this video with your friends.